Hi, my name is Kelly Raper, and this is my adoption story. When I was 15 years old, I found myself with an unexpected pregnancy. I talked to my parents, and we agreed that I would make an adoption plan for my daughter. So I made a closed adoption decision at that time. What that meant is that I did not get to meet the family or have much contact with them after. I did receive updates and cards for a full year, pictures and updates for a full year following her birth. And so that was really hard for me, like walking away from my daughter and leaving her at the hospital. I felt like I had really had some physical, like it felt physical in my heart. It was like my heart was breaking. It was definitely the hardest thing that I had ever had to do. So when I found myself pregnant again, just a year and a half later, I knew that adoption was definitely something that I wanted to do again, because I knew I couldn't offer my children anything. So I chose adoption again, but this time it was an open adoption. So what that means is prior to his birth, we had contact through phone. We talked a lot on the phone, me and his mom, and just kind of shared her stories and she shared with me, things about her youth and growing up, and so we really got to know each other. So when he was born, they came and picked him up, and we continued contact through phone and calls and letters, pictures, things like that over the years. They had pictures of me in their house, and he referred to me as Aunt Kelly growing up, but they had told him that he grew in my belly. So once he was old enough to understand what that means, then he kind of put it together that I was his mom. So we had a lot of contact on Facebook over the years, and eventually it led to a decision that he made, that he asked if he could come visit. So he's now come to visit me twice, both last year in 2017. He came to visit me twice. So now he calls me mom. So he went from calling me Aunt Kelly to calling me mom, which is a beautiful thing. So now I'm able to share my story at the Cookeville Pregnancy Clinic where I volunteer, and I'm able to share with ladies the pros and cons of adoption and of open versus closed and things like that. And the reason why I chose adoption was because I wanted my children to have so much more than I could give them. I wanted them to have stability, emotional stability, spiritual stability, material things, and I wanted them to have so much more than I could give them. I also wanted them to have two parents. I wanted my kids to have a two-parent home. So that was really important to me as well. I wanted them to have a mom and a dad who loved each other as much as they loved, my children. So that was so important to me. So through adoption, I was able to achieve those things and everything that I needed. Thank you for listening to my adoption story.